Hello everyone, this is Son of Winter. Welcome to my season on love stories. In Chinese, it's called 刻在你我心底的故事. This is the episode 7 and may be my last episode for this season because I have planned for other themes in the time ahead. So I will take a break from this theme for the time being and explore other interesting themes, hopefully to engage you. And please continue to support my podcast and support me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't, and remember to recommend it to your friend. Okay, today topic will be on, do you know your spouse? Yes. So I'm going to share a story that is going to blow your mind, okay, of someone I know of. Okay, I have the approval of the person to share her story. All right, so tighten your seatbelt and listen to the last episode of this season. Do you know your spouse? Okay, there will be a twist at the end of the story. So, before I start the story, maybe I will contextualize the theme for today. So, there comes a time in every relationship when you begin to wonder who you are sharing your bed with exactly. And we wonder, do we really know our partner? Many women who are happily married are fully convinced that, I know my significant others very well. But the truth is, some of them don't really know. Now, I'm going to share a story later on that came as a shock to this friend of mine who is married for some years with her spouse. So you may wake up on your bed in the middle of the night next to a complete stranger. So back in the days, maybe many years ago, you could recite everything and anything that's worth knowing about your significant other. You know about the way he liked his coffee in the morning, his turbulent relationship with his parents, his little puppy that went missing when he was 9 years old, and everything else in between. You seem to know your husband very well or your spouse very well. But now, a decade after proclaiming your undying love for each other, you look into his eyes and realize that maybe you do not know him at all. Okay, I'm not here to create fear, okay, or negative energy, alright? But look into your significant other's eyes. You may wonder if you are seeing a stranger with a secret life. So, are you very sure you know your spouse perfectly well? Maybe 4 out of 10 times you might be right, but you may not see the whole picture. The title of today's story is explosive. I dare not put in the main title because I have audience who are underage, okay, and some listeners may be very conservative. I do not know how will they respond if I share this story. Okay, they may be, I don't know, they may not be very pleased with this theme for today. But I will just choose to share this story because I feel that it is good for every one of us to know. Don't worry, nothing R21, nothing NC16 either. Okay, so this friend of mine discovered that her spouse turns out to be a gay. Okay, I will give a fake name to this friend of mine who is called Serena. Okay, Serena, and her husband, another fake name, Damien. Okay, these are not real names to protect their identities. Okay, Serena is an executive, that is true. She thought that all along she had a very happy marriage and she loved her husband, and she assumed that her husband reciprocated her love as well. So she is a person who respected personal space and privacy. So she doesn't interfere too much, okay, into her husband's privacy. Okay, so they have their shared time and shared space, but they also have their own private time. Upon hearing this, I also yearn for such a relationship where the couple have shared time, but they also have their own private time with their friends and family members and their own interests as well. It won't be realistic to have the couple doing the same thing all the time, right? So some may prefer certain activities while the other may not like it, then they can do their own stuff, okay? Just like I have another friend who have a husband who loved fishes, but she was not very interested, but she respected that, okay, and gave the space to her husband, okay? Now, so their story is like this. Ding ding. Their courtship began after they met at a birthday party for a mutual friend. So that's where they met each other and started their relationship. Alright. 1 year later, Damien proposed to Serena during a trip to Hong Kong. So sweet. Another year later, they were happily married, and all of us, the family members and friends, were very confident that, hey, this marriage will last because they were such a lovely couple, very compatible. Serena believed in this. Okay, Damien is a sales manager. I shall not reveal too much details on his career. He needs to travel regularly with his colleague for work. Another fake name, the colleague is called Jeremy. They usually hang out together doing so-called manly stuff like drinking beer and watching soccer. Sounds very man, huh? Serena becomes suspicious when Damien started sleeping over at Jeremy's place the night before a work trip. And this allowed her to pick him up at the airport. So as a wife, she wanted to pick him up, okay, to send him off before he went for his work trip. But Damien said, no need. Okay, I will just go to the airport with Jeremy myself. Okay, don't bother doing that. Serena wanted to understand why Damien spent so much time with Jeremy. She wondered, is there a need to stay over at Jeremy's house before the work trip? So whenever Serena started questioning Damien about his relationship with Jeremy, Jeremy told her, I beg your pardon, Damien told her, get off my bed and don't ask so much, okay? Relax. When she inquired about Jeremy's love life, like, does Jeremy has a girlfriend? Damien will flare up, asking if she read his text messages. But then Damien will apologize later and claim he loved her. So as a peace offering, Damien was surprised Serena with tickets to Bali when things went really bad between them. But the trip was cancelled 1 week before they were to set off, when Damien claimed that he had to go on a work trip to Bangkok. Okay. So the next day after Damien flew off, Serena received a text message from a mutual friend that goes, "Hey, I saw Damien and Jeremy yesterday at the mall, but I was in a rush and didn't say hello to them." So she rushed home to look through Damien's laptop and chanced on a folder which she discovered detailed and graphic email between Jeremy and Damien about their illicit affair that dated back to 6 months. So she started confronting him about the email as soon as he returned from his so-called work trip. That was not a work trip, that was a romantic trip actually, and was met with attempts of denial from Damien. So Serena was very heartbroken and jaded. She knew that this man she loved has already left her for another man. So Serena later on decided to file for divorce because she knew that her husband don't love her anymore. So I've ended the story. So it was a very sad ending, and I felt that Damien was irresponsible. I mean, there's nothing wrong being a homosexual. Yes, nothing wrong. However, if you know you are gay, you are lesbian, you're LGBTQ, don't destroy a girl's life by marrying a girl just to please your family members and friends. Be true to yourself. And if you are not going to do that, you are going to hurt another person's life. You destroy Serena's life. No, there's nothing against homosexuality, but it is your sense of responsibility. If you are married to a person, you have to be faithful and not trying to get the best of both worlds. And you lie and lie. You use a lie to cover another lie. So my story today is, you thought you may like or know your spouse very well, but in reality, he is not what you expect to be. So that's it for my story. I hope you enjoy my story today. So have a nice weekend and do support me. There will be a new theme in the next season. I shall reveal what is it once I'm ready for the first episode. So do support me by then. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Last but not least, the last time I sing this song over the podcast. The Chinese song, 刻在我心底的名字。刻在我心底的名字，忘记了时间这回事。要不是这样，我怎么过一辈子？ Thank you very much. Have a nice day.